Elle Winter, thank you so much for joining me, singer-songwriter.
What? I'm so happy to be here.
All right, so I want to talk about your new EP coming out this week that we're recording this episode mid-August. But first, I kind of want to start at the beginning. So you were born and raised in New York City. So talk about that. And do you think being in a vibrant city like that, influenced your career and what you eventually wanted to do?
Yeah, so I was born in New York City, and I honestly attribute New York for kind of getting my start in this industry. I would grow up going to Broadway shows and just being surrounded by so many creatives, and I saw them pursuing their dreams. And I was like, oh, wow, this is a legitimate career path. And I signed up for an acting class when I was 7 years old on the Upper West Side. And after that, an agent discovered me like at the end of semester showcase for the acting class. And that kind of is how I got my start and everything. So I really think New York is responsible for my whole career. But now I'm a trader and I moved to LA. So
But you get the best of both worlds. And you were just telling me before this interview that you're in New York. So I assume you go back and forth
yeah,
quite a bit.
I do. Yeah. To my stepfather's chagrin. He probably doesn't want me to come. He thought like we'd be out of the house. I'm like, I come back so often to hang out with my family. I love it. I can't
Yeah.
stay away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm back often. But I've been living in LA for the past 4 years, and so many of my collaborators are out there, and it's been really great. So I love LA. I love both cities. I'm very blessed to be able to spend time in both.
Okay. And at 14, you were discovered by Radio Disney, Next Big Thing. So what was that moment like for you and your family? And, you mentioned your parents. So were they supportive of your career from such a young age? I asked that of a lot of guests on the show just because, a lot of their careers are unique. So it's not like the traditional career path.
No, I'm very blessed that my family is so supportive. I mean, my mom, I have like scrapbooks where my mom would say, like, I was singing at every family event when I was 3 years old. I was always singing around, that annoying family member, just like making sure everyone heard her perform. So I was very lucky. Like my mom saw that and really encouraged me to pursue my dreams, signed me up for an acting class, vocal lessons, would take me to auditions like most days after school. Like I'd run to different auditions, and I was just very lucky that she was on board and, wanted me to pursue my dreams. And then when I was 12, I met with Disney. So my agent who had discovered me from this acting class was like, you should do a general meeting with Disney. I'd come in and had performed CD of original songs I'd written, and I had been performing at like the Bitter End and the Red Line in New York City. If you know any of those venues, they're like all on Bleecker Street and definitely not conducive for like an 11-year-old girl to be singing and bringing all my middle school friends and trying to get them into the bar to watch me perform. But anyway, I brought these original songs I've been performing and performed for Disney, read some scenes as well, and did a whole audition process with them. And then I guess it was several months later, they had found this great program that kind of combined, my love for original music and songwriting as well as performing. And it was called The Next Big Thing. And, my dream was always to be on Disney Channel. Growing up, me and my sister would do the little Mickey Mouse ears, if you remember those, where you go hi on blah, blah, and you're watching Disney Channel. So It was very surreal. And the way it all came to be, like I still think of this and I cherish these memories because it was just such a, incredible, fulfilling moment. Like they literally called me. I got the role. They're like, in 2 days, you're going to Disney World. And we're doing this huge like announcement performance at Disney World. I was like, what? This is crazy. It's kind of like how you would dream it to be is how it was.
Yeah, I would assume at some point in life, you have that like pinch me moment, but obviously that happened at a young age for you.
Yeah, no, and definitely did not take it for granted. Like I had the best time, and I still, did so much with Radio Disney and Disney up until Radio Disney shut down in 2020. But they were huge champions of me and my music. And while I was still in high school and making music, they would, put out the songs on the radio and have me tour across the country. So they were just huge advocates. And I think they really have always been such proponents of new artists and young talent and just are really healthy role models for young kids. So I have just really fond memories from my time with Disney.
Was it that performance that made you want to make a career out of this? Or was there one, like what was that first performance that said, okay, I definitely want to do this as a career?
I'd say it would probably be some of the performances I did at around like 9 years old or 10 years old in New York City. That's when I started writing my own music. I had met a musician in New York, and he was actually going to initially teach me piano. And we just started, I told him all these ideas I had for writing, and he had helped me learn how to write music, took me to my first recording studio when I was 9 years old in New York, which is also why, New York was so conducive to me doing this. Is like I was going to the most beautiful, like just professional studios. Like they were just accessible. You could just like book it, it wasn't a gate kept world where it's like, oh, how do I even record a song? I luckily met this man in the city. He lived like a couple blocks away from me. And he took me to these studios. We started making CDs. And I think when I started performing that music is when I was like, oh, wow, like I want to be a pop star. Like, I was doing acting, other things first. So when I was actually performing my original music, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like I can sing about my own experiences. I can write my songs and perform them for real people and watch people, connect with me. And it was really, that was surreal.
And
So that
you
was
were going to school, obviously, at the time at that age. So how do you balance school and being essentially, having a career at that young age?
Yeah, I mean, I realized like when I got Disney, I just had to figure out a way to manage my time, and it was a balancing act of sorts. But I luckily was able to handle everything. And then my high school, I ended up going to a high school called Trinity in New York City on the Upper West Side, and they were super supportive of, if I could keep up my grades, they're like, oh, do whatever. Like I remember my math teacher was so excited. I booked a movie, this really exciting movie with like Susan Sarandon and Elle Fanning. And I remember him like jumping on the table, freaking out, excited for me. Like they wanted me to have these experiences. And as long as I could, I guess, like manage all my schoolwork, they were happy with me. So I think their support and encouragement made me very excited to do it all.
Okay, and you mentioned the movie, and you were on the Today Show, and then
Yes.
also Elvis Duran's Artist of the Month. So was there like a first performance or first, one of those like being featured that still stands out to you today?
Yeah. The Today Show was really special. I think that was a really cool moment. Like I grew up watching the Today Show in the morning, so it was really exciting. And especially Z100, like Elvis Duran, that's my home station. I would listen to Z100 all the time. So doing those Jingle Ball shows that I had done, I did the Z100 Jingle Ball pre-show as well as Minneapolis and Cincinnati. So those shows were very surreal because like I grew up going to Jingle Ball with my stepbrother and my family. So to actually go to my own and perform, it was crazy. There are a lot, yeah. The moments like that are really, really surreal.
Yeah, and I got to admit, I still get dragged to those by my girlfriend every Christmas.
When do you get to see like all your favorite artists in one venue?
Exactly,
It's crazy.
exactly.
Oh,
So
so
yeah, so let's talk about your songwriting. It's deeply personal and relatable. So when you sit down to write, what comes first? Is it the melody, the lyrics, or is it just, the story you want to tell and then you build it out from there? I'm just curious about the process.
yeah, it really depends on the song and the day. Like this project, I had gone through a lot of like personal changes and I was writing constantly. Like I had tons of notes in my phone on my notes app, just of ideas and concepts and poems. I'm always writing, especially before bed or when I'm on planes. I love to write. And so usually I'll go into a session, come in with one of those concepts. Be like, hey, I was thinking about this. I read this book. I saw this movie. I'm feeling really inspired by this concept. And then we kind of will bounce ideas off of like cool ways we could frame that concept. Like my collaborator on most of these songs is a woman named Olivia Keeney. She's incredible. She's an incredible songwriter. And so she'll discuss like her POV on my experience and we'll kind of like go back and forth. And then usually like I'll bring in a sonic reference, but it kind of just, we were working so much that we were all living in the same like sonic space, like I didn't need to bring in other references because we had been doing so much music that the vibe was kind of set. But yeah, I mean, Never Even Met Her that comes out the 15th, the lead single that came about. I actually just saw Chappell Roan perform Pink Pony Club at the Grammys, and I thought something about the live. I love that song, obviously, but like the live performance of it was so uplifting and really made me feel like I could take on the world. And I was like, wow, I want to channel that energy into a song I have. And I had written in my phone a note of like hearing someone talk about me that was so like the things they were saying were so distorted and so far from the truth that I was like, who are you talking about? Who's that girl? Like, tell me more. This sounds interesting. Like, I've never met that girl. And that's kind of how that whole song started. And the craziest part, this is a crazy story.
Okay.
I had read the Let Them Theory, the Mel Robbins book. I don't know if you know Mel Robbins. She's an incredible writer, like help life coach, influencer. She's incredible. And she had this theory that kind of took off about letting people do what they want, say what they want, and like choosing what you do in response to their actions. It's not your job to like dispel rumors about you. You kind of just have to let people do what they're going to do. And then you decide how you're going to cope with that. But it's not your job to like stop people or control people's actions. So I also channeled that energy into the song. And the day after the Never Even Met Her session, I felt something just so special about the session. I was really excited about the song. I was listening to Never Even Met Her. I had a flight that morning, and I was listening to the rough demo for the entirety of the flight. And then I get off the plane into baggage claim and I see Mel Robbins. I'm like, this is
Oh man, it's a
crazy.
sign.
I was, this is a sign from the universe. Ever since then, it just really like reaffirmed what I needed to know, because I already felt something so special about this song. I was like posting on my Instagram story, like on the plane, oh my God, like you guys have to hear the song. It's my favorite song I've ever made. And then I see her.
That's wild.
It's pretty crazy.
And talking about the title track of the EP, you talked about how it's your ex who created a made up version of you. So how did that song help reclaim like your own narrative? And do you think songwriting kind of helps you, emotionally or mentally deal with, situations in your life? Is it like a healing process?
Yes, I think it's so therapeutic. Like I write, all the time. I write a lot of songs that I'll probably never record, even just to help me cope with my emotions. And Never Even Met Her, like I just feel like I'll turn to that song a lot in life for confidence, or maybe like a boost of morale or self-esteem, and to remind myself that no one knows me better than I know myself, and I don't have to, let other people define me, and I can really live my life on my own terms. So I even turned to Yeah No, my debut project and that lead single, when I want to feel like empowered. When I was going through a breakup, I was like, oh, what song should I listen to? Yeah No, it's actually exactly what I'm feeling. So I find my songs, it helps to write them, and actually revisiting them helps me too.
And is that important also, for your fans? Obviously, like, yeah, no, there was millions of listens of it to help connect with your fans, the music. And, I'm sure you get a lot of messages probably on social media of like, how they can relate to it and the emotions and all of that. So how important is it to connect with your fans, not only through your music, but through social media and your following?
Yeah, I mean, it's the most important. It's like the most rewarding part of all this. And even when I was saying when I was younger, like performing for the first time, my original music, and seeing how it can actually resonate with real people like across from me, like when I was 9 years old at the bitter end, I still feel that way when I write music. And that's why I really push myself to be honest and just really like let my heart out, or like pour my heart out into these songs, because I know that I hear firsthand from people who listen to my music like, oh wow, this song helped me get through this hard time, and this song makes me feel less alone. And I'm like, that's so incredible that music can do that, and has so much power, and is so healing. And it's not only just for me, like for other people too, for other people who listen to it. So that really makes it also worth it to like keep pushing to be honest and be open, and share these experiences, because it really, like, music is such a means of connection. So it's amazing how it can do that for so many people.
Yeah, and it also seems like it's a memory too. Like any song I'll listen to, it reminds me of a time or a place that I've heard it, and that
Mhm.
may stick with me for
Mhm.
years, if not, decades.
Yeah, there's certain songs I can't listen to. I'm like, don't take me there.
Yeah.
Can't go there. Not ready for that yet.
Growing up in the industry since your teens, what's the biggest challenge growing up in the entertainment industry that you've had to kind of overcome?
Yeah, I think it can be very challenging in this industry just to kind of cancel out the noise. I mean, so many people have different opinions, especially since I was so young and I am a woman in this industry. Like, people want to tell you how to be, and they think they know what's best for you. And it's very hard to actually just stay true to yourself and say no, especially at a young age, and be like, actually, I know what's best for me and what's going to do well for me. So it's having a balance between like taking constructive criticism and feedback, but also holding your ground and standing up for what you believe in. So that's something that I've definitely had to face. And now I just feel so much more confident in like doing what works for me. And like at a certain point, like I know what resonates with me, what resonates with my fans, like, and I won't let anyone else dictate that for me. So that's why I felt like Never Even Met Her was such a pivotal song and like a great way to frame this whole project, is because it's all about not letting people define me. And that's something that the other songs touch on too, but living on my own terms, and the only person that can define me is me.
Yeah. And when you went to the University of Pennsylvania, you had your career going. Was it different balancing school then and college than to your earlier years of life?
It was a little different because, I mean, obviously there's more flexibility, but I was in Philadelphia, so that was definitely a challenge. But they were also very supportive. I mean, my advisor was the head of the cinema department, and he was always, trying to find creative ways to help me. So they were very supportive. I'd say like high school and college were both, they just wanted me to do well and pursue my dreams too, and also complete my education. So
Sure. To talk a little bit about your touring career, you've toured with Chloe and Halle and a bunch of other artists. So is there one like performance memory that you have that still stands out that maybe gives you chills that you wish you could always go back to and revisit that moment?
fun moment. There was a crazy show I did in Minneapolis where my sound went out,
Oh
like
no,
in the middle
that's
of the
going to be
show.
like a performer's worst nightmare.
I know, but so at first I was like, oh God, this is terrible. It was like a very big show. And my microphone was still working, but the tracks went out and everything went out. And then everyone just started singing the song with me. And I don't even know, the song had just been released at that point. Um, and it was just so surreal to like see us all bond, and everyone like was so sweet and comforting. And that was a really cool moment because I wasn't expecting everyone to like know every lyric. And it was actually one of the Jingle Ball shows
Oh man.
in Minneapolis. 2019. So like it wasn't my show, so I was not expecting everyone to know the song, and everyone did. It was so helpful, and it was a really cool experience. So it was something that could have been really chaotic and scary, and it turned into something really sweet.
Definitely. So
That
did the
was
music
nice.
finally kick back in?
It did kick back in,
Okay, all
yeah.
right, good.
We did one song
Only
together, so
one.
that
All
was.
right, all right,
That,
good.
I'm glad it was only. Could have been worse.
I know, yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
So is there a dream artist that you would love to collaborate with on your bucket list?
Ooh, let's think. I mean, I would love to collaborate with Taylor Swift.
Who wouldn't, right?
Putting it out there. Yeah, it's crazy. I'd love to. Um, yeah, I mean, Taylor would be an amazing one. I've always like looked up to Miley Cyrus, Beyonce, Christina Aguilera. Like I grew up listening to these female powerhouse vocalists and artists, and they really inspired me to pursue my passion. So like, oh, look, these women can do it. Like, so can I. I would just like go for it.
Yeah,
I loved. I'm growing up in. I was born in 1999, so the early 2000s. It's some of like the best pop divas of all time, and it's kind of like it reminds me of the era we're in now, actually, which is really nice. Like especially for my nieces and nephews, it's really fun to watch them grow up with like Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift and so many like Charlie. Maybe they're not listening to Charlie XCX. I hope they're not listening.
yeah, not
Might
quite
be a
yet.
little too. Yeah, they're not there yet. There's so many incredible female pop artists. So, I think growing up around that environment and hearing those songs on the radio really inspired me. So I think it's really cool that, the girls were having a moment again.
Yeah, and there's definitely some cross-generational music. I'll say, what was it, Pink Pony Club, right? I started singing my 10-year-old niece when I was visiting home recently. She's like, you know that song? I was
Oh,
like, who doesn't, right?
it's so good. Yeah, no, it's crazy. There's overlap.
Yeah. All right. So with the new EP coming out, what's next for you with that? Is there touring, videos, new projects associated with it? Anything you can talk about now, or maybe you can't release quite yet?
Yeah. Well, music video for Never Even Met Her is going to come in a couple weeks out of the release, and I'm really excited about that. My cinema pen professor is actually directing it and got so many students involved, which is a really exciting experience and just like a way to blend all the worlds. So that was amazing. He's incredible. He's an incredible screenwriter and director on this project. Scott Burkhart is his name. And then hopefully a tour this fall. So I'm just playing the details of that before I announce anything. But yes, definitely perform these songs and keep releasing new music. So that's on the agenda.
Okay. And is there something that fans may be surprised about you, maybe outside of the music world in your career?
I'm a very like I like routine. I'm kind of more of like a type A person. I think it's always funny when I work with people and I'm like, oh yeah, like I love my routine. I'm so rigid. They're like, you're a musician. How is that possible? So it's sometimes doesn't add up. But I actually think it is important to have those routines and structure. in a bit of a chaotic industry. So you got to create those for yourself. But I guess that would be surprising. I don't know. Now I'm going to think about that. Maybe that I eat salmon like every day. Salmon's my favorite food.
All right.
I'm pretty boring now thinking about it. This is bad.
Well, I'm sure you're working a lot. So, yeah. So if you could go back to your 14-year-old self and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be and why?
To trust your intuition, I'd say, just really, I think I always was very confident and like self-assured and knew what I wanted, but to still remain true to like who I am and not let people come in and try to steer me in a different direction. And I feel like usually times that I haven't, the only times I ever have any regret in life are when I've done something that was like I was convinced to do, whether that's creatively, professionally, whatever it may be. I think just like really staying true to what I want, because usually it's like, right, like you try to say, oh no, you dismiss your own thoughts and whatever, but just really, I don't know, being staying true to my gut and my instincts. And like the initial instinct is always kind of the right one. And then we overthink things. I overthink things.
But it worked out for you in the end?
I guess so.
Yeah, quite well.
Probably teaching myself a lesson, probably like 10 years.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
My brain off. That's something someone should know about me. Yeah, I overthink a lot. Me and ChatGPT were besties. Like
Right.
This is my worst ChatGPT. Just ask it every like thought I have in my mind. We mull over things together. It's bad.
So it's conversations with ChatGPT.
Yes. Now I have premium, which has been it's not good for me.
Oh, I haven't tried premium. All right. I got to try that.
Premium, yeah.
Premium.
No, I'm not like at the top here, like I didn't go that hard yet. But like I'm on the monthly subscription. So
all right, well, good to know. Yeah. So not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Then it saves you from talking yourself, in your head, and you're having conversations in your own mind, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just like also the thing about ChatGPT, if you've used it, it kind of just reassures you all the time. Like it's like, yeah, the fact that you're thinking about this is great. Like I'm like, no, you're supposed to tell me, like, stop talking to me. It'll just keep me there. It's like, wow, it's amazing of you for thinking about this for so long.
There's got to be an option for like not constant positive reinforcement. Be like, no, like criticize me. I want to be critical, call me out on stuff.
Please.
Yeah. All right. So a few rapid fire questions. These are easy. First song you've ever memorized, start to finish?
Ooh, that's interesting. I think it probably was a Dora the Explorer song, or no, Avril Lavigne, Complicated.
Avril Lavigne. All right.
Yeah. I loved
it. And is that also your go-to karaoke song, or do you have a different one?
I feel like, I love like some Motown songs for karaoke are always fun. Like Stop in the Name of Love is a fun karaoke song. But I guess Avril Lavigne would be a really fun. I don't do enough karaoke. I feel like karaoke is not reserved for singers. Like it's for the people that aren't singers and can finally have their moment to shine.
That's true. I never thought of that before.
I think actually, yeah, singers are people who, actually pursue music should not be allowed to do karaoke. It's not fair.
So like if you're out with friends, do they ever do karaoke, and do they ever like drag you on stage because of that? I'm just curious. Like I just thought of that.
No, I'm trying to think if I've been to karaoke bars with any friends or anything like that. Sometimes people will play my song for fun. I'll do that. It's like the bar. I actually had a friend do that. Oh, that was really fun for me. I was like, you're not embarrassing me, guys. Like I'm living for this right now.
Impromptu concert for everyone at the bar.
Yeah. The best night of my life, actually.
Well, then I feel like, you would have pressure to like really like perform, and then it's not like fun.
No, it's not fun. I think it's hard. People will like, especially when I was younger, be like, oh, sing, you're a singer, like sing right now. Like what?
Yeah.
Right now, like the dinner table. It's crazy.
I almost feel like that would be the same way with comedians. Like because you're a comedian, you have to always be funny no matter what. You can't have like a serious conversation with them.
I had a friend who was a magician, and he like really didn't like when people would make him do tricks or something on the spot. He didn't enjoy the experience. So it's the same thing, I guess. If you have any unique talent, people want to. It's like a circus animal.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Okay, and so you're in New York now. You live in LA. You grew up in New York. So, what's better, New York pizza or LA tacos?
Oh, I'm gonna go with New York pizza because I haven't found a good LA taco spot, but I think that's a me problem. I'm sure the LA tacos could beat the pizza, but I've yet to find good tacos.
Well, I was in LA.
If you know of it.
Yeah. I was in LA a couple of years ago, and I was asking somebody advice about that, about the best taco places, and he's like, usually it's just those like off the road stands that are set up like in a parking lot. That's where you'll get the best food, no matter what.
I know. See, my problem is I don't drive, so I'd have to like be around, and I can't like scope out places. So I need someone to drive me around and find taco places and taco trucks with me.
All right. So
that's the.
all right. So like a taco Uber drive you around.
Yes.
There's got to be some sort of like food tour like that out there, right? I mean, they have all those like celebrity sightseeing tours and stuff.
Well, now the celebrity sightseeing tours, they go to Erewhon. They'll stop in front of Erewhon, like point out Erewhon. So they stop at food places.
Oh, they do. All right. I didn't know that.
Really crazy. Yeah. It's awesome. This is the celebrity grocery store.
That's awesome. What was the first concert you've ever attended?
It was Dora the Explorer at Radio City.
Oh, it was, okay.
I'll actually never forget. I got this really fun lighter, like a light up glow stick thing. I wish I still had it. I had a lot of fun with that. I think the next one is probably Miley Cyrus. I saw the Breakout tour. Was that the tour? Yeah, that was so much fun. That was great. I think that was before her Can't Be Tamed era.
Oh, okay. All right.
She was still wearing, yeah, she'd put on the blonde wig and then, be Miley at some point. So then
yeah.
I'm loving the Disney nostalgia happening lately with Demi Lovato going on stage with the Jonas Brothers and they sing Camp Rock. Have you saw that?
I have not.
I just need the Hannah.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen the Jonas Brothers a couple of times because my girlfriend's a fan of theirs.
Oh.
So maybe I'll have to go to that tour.
Yes. Hopefully they'll have more fun surprises. I did a show for this radio station, Kiss 108, in the summer of 2019, and I opened for the Jonas Brothers. And I don't think I've ever seen my sister more starstruck than when she met them backstage. It was like the craziest. Like I don't think she'd ever want to go again. Like she'll never want to do that. I feel like I can't even go again because that was such a fun experience, like experiencing it like that. But I'm a big Disney fan of all the OG Disney stars.
You mean she was more excited to see them than see you perform?
Yeah, I think so. Well,
what kind of sister is that?
I would get it too. I was very excited to see them as well. But the Disney nostalgia.
Yeah. What song do you wish you had written?
What song I love? There's so many Beach Boys songs I love. Forever, such a beautiful song. Knocks Me Off My Feet, Stevie Wonder. It's one of like my favorite songs of all time. I also love Rather Be, Jess Glynn and the Clean Bandit. That song makes me so happy. It's just a beautiful song. I actually told my sister to have her first dance at our wedding to that song, and she did. It was so fun. Oh God, there's so many songs I love, but an eclectic mix for sure.
Okay.
Songs that I want. So, Deja Vu, Beyonce. That's an amazing one. I love.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So if you weren't a musician or a singer-songwriter, what would you be doing? Have you ever thought of that before? Or is it like, no, I didn't think of anything else?
I know. I always say there's a Will Smith quote I heard where he says, like, when you think of a plan B, you create a necessity for a plan B. So you should never even, ruminate over a plan B, because then you actually create one, or like the possibility of one. So I don't like to imagine myself doing anything else. But when I do think about similar career paths that have a similar like mission, which is connecting with others, telling stories, I think like journalism could be interesting, being a journalist. So I think it's a similar, means of communicating ideas and helping people feel seen, heard, less alone, like music does.
Okay. And yeah, you're not the first person to mention that Will Smith quote on this show. I think another actor has. I was like, yes.
I don't know where I found that quote. I think it was like in a magazine when I was 14 or 15, maybe in high school. I don't know, but it really like stood out to me. I've never forgotten it. And I didn't know if it was actually Will Smith who said it. So I thought he maybe quoted someone else, but this is really great.
Yeah, maybe he did. But yeah, that someone else has mentioned that on the show. And I think it was an actor, if I remember correctly. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a good quote.
Yeah. So what's one thing you always pack when you go on tour that you can't, not have in your suitcase?
My in-ears, because if I forget my in-ears, that would be very bad. Cap and cord. That's a really bad thing to forget. Manuka honey is amazing. It's a great honey. If you ever have a sore throat, should get it at Whole Foods. It's fabulous. And then what else do I like to take? I need my eyelashes, things like that.
Okay.
Glam. I need glitter, lashes, lots of things like that.
All the necessities. Those are all the necessities. That's
Yeah,
right.
I like to bring my mom with me.
Okay.
She has to talk to
All right. And do you have a favorite late night snack?
Ooh, I'm really into popcorn these days.
Okay.
Skinny pop is the best. Yeah, that's a great late night snack. I think what else? Ooh, Lily's chocolate chips. Have you ever had those?
No, but I've had Lily's, the chocolate bar. Same
Oh yeah.
same chocolate?
Also,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know they make chocolate chips.
Yes, you got to get in on those. You can put them in like pancakes too if you made protein pancakes.
Oh, good idea.
I have a passion for keto foods. Even though I'm not keto, I just love to find keto foods, even though they're so processed and made in like labs. They're definitely not healthy for me, but I can't help myself. They're so yummy. So I can give you all the keto snacks.
Is it hard to eat healthy when you're on tour and traveling? I always feel like that would be, because when I travel, like this last week I was traveling, I'm like, man, I feel so gross. I'm like, I can't wait to go back to my like a normal routine and diet and exercise. I like to run a lot. So
Yeah, no, it's so tough. I definitely struggle with that. But it's really interesting. You can always find a Starbucks. Like if you're touring in the States, there's always a Starbucks you can go to, and Starbucks has some healthy options. But I always notice that when I tour, I'm getting Starbucks. Oh, I'm very unhealthy on tour. I'll have like protein bars for every meal. It's really, really not good. I went to Sweden to record music right before the pandemic for a few weeks. It was like winter, January, and January 2020. And I remember like needing to come home. I was like, I need a vegetable because everything was like very thick, like heavy winter food.
Yeah.
I need to be back in LA, back in New York, where I can just get simple food. But yeah, it's definitely hard to stay healthy sometimes.
all right. Well, Elle, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. And best of luck to you and the EP and the rest of your career. I'll be looking forward to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. This is so fun. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your thoughtful questions.